Hey, this is Ray with Dirt Up Close. I am here with the 2025 ASCS champion, Sam Hafertepe Jr. Sam, last night had a camera in your car, kind of had a little issue with the lap car in the feature there. Tonight, you came out of the gate rolling all night.
This place is a place we've won a lot of races at. I got a lot of experience here. Last night was, not the normal Creek County racetrack we're used to, but, I felt like we had a good enough car to win the race. Unfortunate, got crossed up with a lap car, but, that stuff happens sometimes. That's racing in general.
Yeah, looking at that footage from last night, it looked like you just had nowhere to go there. It just happened quick.
Yeah, it was one of those things where he kind of got up out of the groove and was slowing, and the groove opened up, so I tried to proceed forward, and then he turned left in an instant, and we had nowhere to go, but we kind of put that behind us coming into tonight, and we knew $10,000 is on the line.
Right.
I've already got the championship wrapped up, and all we were worrying about tonight is if we could win the race, and man, we put ourselves in position to do that. We quick time in our group, and got through the heat and went fifth to third in the dash, and just picked our way through the feature. Finally got to the lead, and a couple of good battles with Blake Hahn, and really honestly thought we had it locked up, and then it lays.
Yeah, I was counting my chickens there while I was videoing.
Yeah, lays rubber there at the end, and you're out front, and you're kind of like a sitting duck sometimes. And I've been on the other side of it where it's benefited me, and
right.
And tonight it just didn't. Things like that happen sometimes. I mean, in racing, I always tell people you're going to lose a lot more than you're going to win, and I just, I'm thankful for the people that give me the opportunities to do what we get to do, and we live to fight another day,
right.
and 2025's wrapped up, and we're just going to look forward to 2026.
Well, you've had an extraordinary year this year. I think 11 ASCS wins and 13 overall with a couple 410 wins. I know there's probably some people you'd like to thank that helped get you down the road, this year, and with your sponsors.
Yeah, the biggest supporter we have financially, and not even just financially. I've been together with Miles Hill for 9 years now, and without him coming on board the way he did years ago, we wouldn't be to where we're at today. We won a couple championships before he came along, but he definitely took our program to another level. He's done so much to provide for everything we've ever needed, and like a lot of relationships in racing don't last as long as it has with me and him.
Right.
There's very few guys that have an owner that's been around that long, and there's a lot of people other than him that do stuff, but he is the most important. He's supplied us with everything we need, and we've had great partners along the way with Kaiser aluminum wheels, Fisher Racing Engines. This year we paired up with Triple X race cars. We've been with DMI a long time. There's so many people that have been a part of our deal. We've been with High Performance Lubricants the last 2 or 3 years, and those guys have been great supporters of us. There's so many people, and it's not just about the partners. It's about the people that make the sacrifices to be here,
right.
to put in the time, and my crew guys, Daryl and Cody and my wife. She does so much to support us every weekend. She has to take care of the kids when I'm gone,
right.
and then T-shirt trailer when she can, and it's not possible without those people, and those people are a huge part of our accomplishments. It's way deeper than just some guy driving a race car. These people are definitely integral pieces to our team, and without them, we can't operate.
It's certainly a way of life, for sure. Well, Sam, I appreciate the opportunity of getting to put a camera in your car, and I'm honored for it, and congratulations on the championship. I look forward to maybe hooking up with you again next year.
That sounds great, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Sam.
So.